Hi! So, this is Marcy. You want to say hi, Marcy? Say hi? Oh, what's a little squeaky noise? Hi, guys. I'm Maura. Some of you call me Halsey. Some of you know me by my real name, which is Anissa. And, I make YouTube videos. Not of this nature, though. I usually make speed paints, and I don't know, I just never been one for the whole face-to-face thing. Recently, I lost my cousin, which I made a video about, and I handed out a GoFundMe link, which a lot of you ended up passing around, and I am so thankful for that. There was no way that my family could have been helped in the way that it was, unless it was for you guys. For those of you that donated, or for those of you that passed it around, I just really want to say how thankful I am. Well, I've had a lot of time to think about everything that happened, and I'm better. I mean, I'm not perfect. I'm not over it. But I'm no longer hurting. I know that he would want me to continue to do what I love and to not be affected in a level where I can't continue. So I've taken it upon myself to stand up and get back to work. I've had a lot of time to mourn. I've had a lot of time to process what's happened. I'm still facing the sadness, but it's not quite so bad. I guess I just wanted to say that there's a few updates that are going to be happening. For those of you on DA that didn't know, or that do know, I used to be a part of a few Pokemon groups, and some things happened. I don't want to say anything that would come off as negative, because everything that happened is now water under the bridge. Those who offended me, those who were, the worst to me, have come forth and apologized, and that's over. And I just, that brings me joy. However, the short period of time where I was dealing with everything that happened on DA was enough to where the Pokemon thing lost interest for me. It was no longer engaging. It was no longer fun to be judged the whole time. And that's not to say that all of you did it. In fact, a lot of you were supportive, and I showed just the utmost respect for each and every one of you that, stood by me in my times where I felt like I needed to move in different directions. But now I'm to a point where Pokemon is not where I really want to be developing. And I hate to say that I don't like the fandom, because that's not it. I love Pokemon. I'm wearing an Eevee hoodie, but come on. I just feel like maybe it's time to expand my horizons. I've been working on an Eon Break, and if you're not a Homestuck fan, that's fine, but me and Toxic, the co-writer of the comic, are huge fans, and it just ended, and Homestuck 2.0 is going on. And it may not seem like a big idea, but to me it is. To me, it's the way forward. I really want to push Eon Break. For those of you who don't read Homestuck or have never read Homestuck, you don't need to read Homestuck to get Eon Break. That's the beauty in it. Right now, the Ask Blog is going on. Yes, you need to have read Homestuck for the Ask Blog, but it's going to turn into a comic, and you will no longer need Homestuck. I prefer you read Homestuck because it just breathes more life into the comic. But if you don't choose to, and you just choose to, read something, Eon Break doesn't need Homestuck to make sense. Anyway, the point being is, I've moved past Pokemon. And that might be hard for some of you to, see me go. But I've taken my children, and we've moved on. And some of the characters have been actually reinvented into Eon Break. If you've got a good eye, you can see them. So anyway, we're moving on, and Pokemon isn't so much my thing anymore. Still love it, but I'm not gonna center myself around something that became so hostile so long. Now, on to happier things. Eon Break is a go. We are going to be starting the comic here very soon. We have one more kind of cool event that I have planned for Eon Break, and for those of you who don't have asks in yet, go put a few more in, because we're only going to like 25, 30 before I kick the event. So if you can get one in now, because it's gonna be great. Now, from there we'll move to the YouTube channel, which is where this will be posted and where it'll go live. I am starting a new series for YouTube. I'm about to take YouTube very seriously. We're gonna start Speed Paint Mondays, and I'm gonna be posting 2 versions of every speed paint. The first being just a regular sped up version, no dialogue, in case you want that. And then the second version will be a voiceover where I kind of just sit and talk about things. Either going on in life, or the image, or inspirations, and I think that's going to be great for you and I as an audience to get together and get to understand. Now, I honestly have a tough time recording my own personal stuff. I like to record more fan art stuff, and I feel like if I have some suggestions, like, hey, draw this character from this, draw Asgore from Undertale, draw Sans from Undertale, he's over there, you can't see him, he's covered by the bookshelf. No offense to you, Sans, but... So, like, you know, pick something, post it down below, I'll probably do some fan art of it. Even if I don't know what it is, I'll probably try and figure out what it is before I draw it. Yeah, and that's just really to kick it off. That's gonna be every Monday. Because Mondays are gonna be a thing. Speak Monday. I'm pushing that. Beyond that, live streams will resume as soon as I get my actual computer. This is a potato that I am recording on. So, yeah. Live streams will be resuming as soon as my regular computer returns. This is the loaner that I am working on at the moment. That should be sometime this week. So I will let you guys know as soon as live streams resume. And we'll probably start with request streams. Request streams as a whole. Yeah. I'm gonna get back to work because I have some Eon Break asks to work on. Yeah. It'll be great. You wanna say bye? You wanna say bye? Say bye. Say bye-bye. Say, I'm Marceline and I'm saying bye-bye. Oh, Big John. There's a good one.